All right, fourth grade. Today you should be done with your oil pastel, and if you're not, you have some more at your table so you can finish up. And then we're gonna start painting watercolor into the negative spaces. You guys each have palettes and water cups at your tables. You can share palettes with each other if you don't have all the correct colors that you need. To get your paint ready to go, you're gonna need to get your brush wet and choose the color that you want to paint with and get it nice and wet inside the watercolor palette. You can paint with that straight color, and those are pretty colors, and the oil pastel will keep your paint inside the shapes that you drew. Or if you want to experiment with mixing some of the watercolors, you can clean off the lid of your watercolor palette with your wet brush. Maybe use a paper towel to clean it out. And then you've got a space where you could mix, say, a little bit of red, put a lot in there, and then you could add some orange and have a nice red orange for your poinsettia. And that might look pretty inside if you have some petals layered, that they would be a slightly different color. The other thing you can do is add just a touch of black, just a little goes a long way, and darken your red if you wanted to add some petals that were in shadow and have some darker red petals. Kind of a maroon color. You can do that with any of the colors. If you're working on your leaves and you want to have a darker green, you could add some blue or some black. You could add a little bit of red to a yellow to make a really light yellow orange in some of your seeds. And then in your background negative space, you can choose any color you want to paint all the negative spaces around. You can see I've started to paint purple, and I've actually done what's called a watercolor wash, where you get your paper wet first. So I'm going to get this area wet just with water, and then I'm going to get my brush wet and get my purple paint ready to go. Put some in my lid over here, get it a little watery. And then I can come through and it's gonna have that real translucent or see-through color all around that part of the petal. Another trick you can do to add a little texture to your paint is wad up your paper towel and maybe come through and blot some areas if you want to add some texture or pattern inside the background, where you lift up some of the color away that you painted, and that can look really pretty too. So there's lots of techniques you can try. I can't wait to see how yours turned out. I wanted to show you quickly some of your classmates who finished yesterday and their color choices that they did. So here's one with a pretty yellow background. Here's an artist who had her flower just fill the whole page. I really like the contrasting green veins inside these petals. Real big, bold, complementary red and green design here. Lots of fall colors, lots of different oranges shown here. They're all so gorgeous. And here's this real traditional red and green poinsettia. So I can't wait to see how yours turn out. Have fun.